class 7. I hope you all are staying at home and you are taking care of yourself. Children, we were doing chapter number 1, physical quantities and measurement, in which I told you about volume and area. Now, what is area? Area is the measure of the surface covered by any object. Okay, children? And I also told you that there are two types of bodies are there. Regular shaped bodies and irregular shaped bodies. For regular shaped bodies, we can easily calculate the area by using the formula. Like the area of a square can be calculated by using the formula side into side. The area of rectangle is length into breadth. Okay, children? Suppose you have to find the area of this scale. Then you can easily get the length of it. You can easily get the breadth or width of it. And you can multiply the length and breadth. You will get the area occupied by this scale. Similarly, the area of a circle is given by pi r square, where r is the radius of the circle. And the area of triangle is given by half into base into height. Children, these formulae are given on page number 14 of your book in this table. So, learn this table. Now, I want to tell you how will you find the area of irregular shaped bodies. Irregular shape means they have no fixed length, breadth are not specified. So children, see this leaf. If I give you this leaf and I tell you to find the area of this leaf, so how will you find it? How can you measure the length, breadth, height? You cannot measure it. So how can you get the surface occupied by this leaf, the area covered by the leaf? So this is the method you will be using to find the area of irregularly shaped bodies. For this, you will be needing a graph paper. Okay, children? You will take out a graph paper sheet. Now you know each square of graph paper is of length and breadth 1 centimeter. So the area of each square is 1 square centimeter. Now you will take this leaf and you will keep it on the graph paper and you will draw the outline of this leaf on the graph paper. See children, I have drawn the boundary of this leaf. I kept the leaf on the paper and I have drawn the boundary. Now the area of the leaf is given by this formula. Area of the leaf is equals to 1 multiplied by number of complete squares plus half into number of half or more than half squares, square centimeter. You will first count the complete squares which this leaf encloses. Only the number of complete squares. See the square complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. Suppose we have 50 complete square. So this becomes 50. Plus, now you will count the half squares and more than half. Okay children, the boundary which is enclosing half or more than half. And you will ignore that square which is coming less than half in this boundary. You will neglect the less than half squares. So half and more than half. So let there be 20 squares, including half plus more than half. So let the number of half or more than half squares be 20. So what will you do? 50 plus half into 20, because these are half. So 2 tens are 20. So this becomes 50 plus 10 square centimeter. That means the area of the required leaf is 60 square centimeter. Okay children? The next topic is density. Suppose there is 1 ton of cotton and 1 ton of bricks. So, how will you compare them and how will you tell that which one is heavier? Obviously here the mass of both the objects is the same. 1 ton mass we have taken both of cotton as well as bricks. So there must be some other quantity which decides which is heavier or which weighs more. Obviously the volume occupied by cotton is more than the volume occupied by the bricks. That means the density, this physical quantity is called as density. The density of bricks is more than the density of cotton. So the bricks are considered to be heavier as compared to the cotton. So there is a physical quantity which helps us to identify an object by its composition, and this is called as density. It is an important characteristic of a substance and it is very crucial. It is very important characteristic and it also decides whether an object will sink or float in a fluid. For example, the density of gold is 2.5 times more than the density of iron, which is about 2.5 times the density of aluminium. So the density is mass per unit volume of a substance. How will you define density? Mass per unit volume, and it is given by the formula density equals to mass upon volume. That means density is inversely related to the volume of the substance. More the volume, more space it occupies, less will be its density. But less volume, more will be the density. Like that happened in the case of cotton and brick. The volume of cotton was more, so the density of cotton was less as compared to that of bricks, which occupied less volume. Now, how will you find the SI unit of density? For getting the SI units, you derive the units by using the formula. You can do it easily. Because fundamental quantity, you know the standard units of fundamental quantities? Children, there are 3 basic fundamental quantities: length, mass and time. And the standard unit of length is taken as meter. These are the standard units. The standard unit of length is taken as meter. The standard unit of mass is taken as kilogram. And the standard unit of time is taken as second. And these quantities, this physical quantity like density, volume, these are called derived units which depend on these fundamental units. So how will you get the SI unit of density? It will be SI unit of mass upon SI unit of volume. What is the SI unit of mass? Kilogram. And what is the SI unit of volume? You know volume is what? Length into breadth into height. 3 times you are multiplying meter. So the SI unit of volume is cubic meter. So here comes the SI unit of density. Kilogram per cubic meter. Either you can use a slash, kilogram per cubic meter, or you can write it like this: kilogram per cubic meter, means meter to the power of -3. Now CGS unit is, these are the SI units. CGS unit is CGS unit. This is the standard unit. In CGS unit, the unit of length is centimeter, unit of mass is gram, but time it remains second only. So CGS unit of density is gram per cubic centimeter. or you can write it like this, gram per cubic centimeter. Now, densities of some substances are given on page number 60. So, children, you will go through these densities. Here the name of the material is there and the density in kilogram per cubic meter they have given. And you can see from this table that gold has the maximum density. See, 19,300 kilogram per cubic meter is the density of gold. And the minimum is of air. Okay, children? Even this platinum has in fact more density than gold. The density of platinum is 21,400 kilogram per cubic meter. Now children, the next topic is speed. Now what do you mean by speed? If in a certain time a body moves very fast, covers the distance in less time, moves very fast, then you say that the speed is more. And in that time interval, the body is moving slow, then you say that the speed is very less. If the car is running slow, the speed is less. If the car is running fast, then you say the speed is more. So, the speed is defined as the distance travelled by the body per unit time. In one time period, how much distance the body is travelling, that is called as speed. And speed is given by the formula speed is equals to distance upon time. Suppose v is the speed of the body and it is covering a distance s in certain time t. So v equals to s upon t. Here v is the speed and s is the distance covered by the body in time t. Now how will you get the SI units? The SI unit of speed is given by SI unit of distance upon SI unit of time. And as already told you, the standard unit of distance is taken as meter and the standard unit of time is taken as second. So the standard unit of speed becomes meter per second, or you can write it like this, meter per second. And if the speed is more, obviously in hours and kilometers if you have to take, then you can also take the speed in kilometer per hour. Okay children. Suppose a car travels a distance of 100 kilometers in 4 hours. So what will be the speed of this car? 100 upon 4. And because the distance is in kilometer and the time is in hours, so now the speed you will get in kilometer per hour, which becomes 25 kilometer per hour. The speed of running car at any instant of time is shown by an instrument which is called as speedometer. You must all have seen in the vehicles, a dial is there in which the speed of the car is given at that time. At the time which you are driving at that instant, that is called as speedometer and it is fixed in the car. And the distance travelled by the car is measured by another instrument which is called as odometer. So the speedometer gives the speed and the odometer gives the distance covered by the car. Now, this figure, see page number 18. The figure shows the speedometer and odometer of the car. At this instant, the speedometer is showing a speed of 90 km per hour. And this is the reading of the odometer, the distance covered odometer, which is 235.8 km. And this is the distance travelled by the car so far. So far the car has travelled this distance. and at that instant this needle shows the speed of the cup. Children, this is all for today. So you do your work on time and submit it on time. Okay, thank you.